Emails are dead. Cold emails are old school. Who reads email these days? I tried emailers, but it didn't work. Chances are you either burned your hand on the emails and got lousy result, or you heard something from someone and believed it word by word. Well, it's true and it's not true. What exactly do I mean by that? Email works great, but only for folks who know how to write a nice email and compose a brilliant campaign. In our company, Researcher Digital, emailer constitute almost 28% of the revenue that comes from this source. Mailers have been part of all our marketing strategy that we provide to our customers in our high ticket program, Stranger to Customer. Every day, I receive a dozen of spam and junk emails in my inbox. But thanks to my Outlook function and Mary, my VA, who handles most of them so that I don't have to go through them and curse the sender. Yes, people literally do that, and I'll share it with you in a moment. Okay, let me save cursing for you while earning millions in the sales. Let's dive in. There are three things you require primarily to build a successful email campaign. So, number one is to have a good database for emailing. Now, for most of the people, a database is email lists purchased from various sources, and it has become the leading cause of unsuccessful campaign and bad result. Let me describe what a good database is. A good database is an email list of living, breathing people who are involved in some commercial activity and wish to buy or require a product or service that you sell. The differentiator here is the living and breathing people. You see, when you treat a list like a list, your attitude, writing, and expectation became lifeless, and so the results became hopeless. But when you treat a list like a list of the guests at your party, you know them as your friend or family, then you think about their experience at the party, and then you prepare the venue and menu for them. A good database is one where you know who these people are in a way that you understand their liking, challenges, and business type. And just like the party example, you build an excellent email copy, an exciting subject line, and a good landing page. In a nutshell, you will give them the best treatment by understanding their challenge, and guess what? They will provide you with their attention, followed by the business. Okay, number two is writing the subject line well. Various stats suggest that 35% of the people open an email based on the subject line, and that is why it is super important to learn how to write a subject line well. Writing a subject line is an art. But don't worry, if you are a hardcore techie or a mechanical engineer who is good in the coding but not in the writing, after watching this, you will be able to do this reasonably well. Remember those spam junk emails which end up in your email box daily, and how gradually you became a pro at detecting them and ignoring them. Yes, those emails are your friend now. You will use them on your site, and I'll tell you how in a moment. A subject line is a hook which must stand out from the rest of the spam emails in a single view. So the subject line is so different from other emails that it can't be ignored, especially when it is written casually. Writing such lines require two things: A, understanding of human psychology, and B, writing skills. A moment before, when I told you the definition of a good database, I explained the email list must contain emails of the people where you know their pain points, challenges, interest, and what likely they hope to achieve. Now you use the same knowledge about them in the writing a hook in a subject line. Let's take the example of Christina, my marketing counterpart in the US. Considering her profile and her deep interest in the lead generation, here are a few subject lines that I'm sure will get her attention. Number one, another failed campaign and no leads. Number two, this lead generation program brought me 1.9 millions in a single campaign. Number three, a lead generation program which changed the way I do business. And number four, I failed to create a lead and then it happened. I can go on writing multiple subject lines like this, and I know these lines will work like a magic every time, as I know Christina and her challenges, desires, and routine. So here is the secret for writing a subject line. Number one, know your target audience well. Number two, use their challenges, desire, and routine as a hook. Number three, write unconventionally. Here is a recent example from a campaign where till yesterday we got 34 book calls and a few replies like this saying, "What a catchy subject line." Although Lokesh did not book the call and was neither interested in what we have to offer, but he could not stop appreciating the subject line. Thanks, Lokesh. Well, that's the beauty of writing thoughtfully. You always end up wooing the people, primarily in the good way. Here is one example of the same campaign and a negative remark. This is the same example I promised to share with you at the beginning of the video. Hey, you duffer, why you sending me this mail? So know this, you can't please all of the people all the time. Simply ignore them and leave them alone. And don't forget to remove them from the database. Just give a moment here. Hello Prabhat, can you remove Manoj email ID from our database? Thanks. And number 3 is writing a wonderful copy. Now you know how to write a great subject line, hopefully. Let's see how you can write a perfect email copy. Once you get their attention through a catchy subject line and get them to open the email, it is time to keep amusing them. Like the subject line, email copy must also be written to impress. The number 1 rule is to write email copy casually, in a friendly tone. Why so? Because copy like this shows a personal connection and a friendly tone help them to see you at their side. They don't see you as a salesy, business hungry person, but as a friend talking to a friend, suggesting or advising. While writing the email copy, you should have one and only one angle until you became a pro. In our program Stranger to Customer, we teach our clients advanced techniques where they learn how to add 2 or 3 angles and write the killer copy, which brings them millions in the business. Alright, so here are a few angles for writing the email copy. Number 1, inspiring. This could be like earlier successes, testimony, result, achievements, etc. Number 2, trust building. Real-time stories, overcoming challenges, accepting faults. Number 3, emotional. These are copies usually based on the human psychology and emotions. And number 4, logical. Same emotional point, but this time logically proven or explained through graphs, data, facts, and references. So before starting the email copy, take a moment and decide which angle should be taken. My experience shows copy with emotional angles perform best, but still you can't ignore people who are only convinced with logic. That reminds me of my mom. Now here is the plan. You don't write one time to your list, but you write series of emails. If the first copy is emotional, then second should be logical, the third could be trust building, and fourth could be inspiring. In my experiment, I noticed people like the emotional angle, but took the action on an emailer with an inspiring angle. Why? I'm still building the theory here and collecting evidence, but I believe they like emails with the emotional angle that leaves an impression on their mind, but impression is not strong enough to push them to take action. But inspirational emails literally push them to take action. Very quickly guys, if you are getting value out of it, please subscribe and like the video. And if you want to learn more about such advanced techniques and get the results like our clients and we are enjoying, then click the link below and share some information about yourself. We'll have a quick call to check if we are the right fit and help you get most of these business generation techniques in your organization. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my 3 rock solid tips for building a successful cold email campaign. I hope you got value in it, and I'll see you in next video.